You're watching DVTV, North Texas's leading source for online LGBT video.
Hey everyone, this is Gus Klein with another episode of DVTV, and we're at Borders Books and Music at West Village, and it's Lance Bass. Go. To town, sir.
It's my book signing. Yeah, this is like my 6th city on my book tour. Got a few more to go, and I'm still awake. I can't believe it.
Are you? Did you just get here and you were doing somewhere else?
I was in Orlando yesterday, or this morning, and I just flew in today.
Right on. Okay, well let's cut to brass tacks.
All right.
Harry Potter,
Uh-huh.
$29.99. Wicked, $16. Now that you're a gay guy
Yes.
and learn to mark things up, what am I getting dollar for dollar out of my new book here?
Well, you get a lot of things. I decided to write my autobiography because there's a lot I had to say. There's 3 major things to my life that I wanted to share, and hopefully it would help people, maybe help become themselves. One was growing up in the South, and knowing that I was gay, and maybe having a positive coming out story that people can relate to, especially in the South, because you really don't hear many positive things like that.
Right.
And then also in writing about that, I needed to, I couldn't pass over the formation of NSYNC, the breakup of NSYNC, how it was like being in the entertainment industry, and also something I never talked about before was my space stuff and training to be a cosmonaut.
Yeah, I have a few questions for you on that.
Oh, good.
Okay, so any milestones present themselves after coming out, after the fact, like, oh wow, why didn't I do this sooner? Or,
Oh, of course. I mean, I look back, and I think everyone looks back on their life and they're like, well, if I could change anything. But if I could change one thing, it would be coming out a lot sooner. I was scared to death of what would happen, especially in NSYNC, what the reaction would be, and if that would overshadow what we were doing, professionally. So, and I had 4 of my best friends, careers in my hands is what I felt like.
Okay.
And I thought if anyone
That's
knew
fair.
that, it would just
Yeah.
be like, oh, awful.
All right. Obviously the book talks a bit about, his tours and stuff, but it's also about him coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Where does that? You still love him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's his, homosexuality really has nothing to do with it.
Do you think it ever would have had any play?
Maybe
in the
with some of the
beginning?
younger ones, but I think a lot of the older ones we kind of knew a long time ago. No, seriously, a lot of us, because I was on a lot of the Yahoo groups and everything, and we always kind of knew.
There was a lot of speculation.
felt that
Yeah,
way.
there was a lot of speculation.
Right on.
So
And a lot of
and
us
it-
didn't care. A lot of it was about the music.
Yeah, it was mostly about the music. Not my problem.
Well, I'm working on it.
Go ahead.
Well, good. What kind of growth have you gotten after establishing a book and saying, in effect, you've kind of dealt with and closed a chapter
That's
in a book?
exactly what happened. I had closure. Doing this book was much like therapy.
Was it?
Going back and revisiting a lot of stories that I had just kind of put out of my head, and a lot of things where I would go and I'd interview like family and friends, and their stories were completely different from mine. I'm like, oh,
Really?
that's how it happened. Okay. So it was nice to kind of have some closure on a lot of things, and really I feel like I'm finally honest with myself and with everyone else, and I can now start from here and go on and accomplish anything.
Right on. He's cute and he's well received to our community, and you like him. Is there a little pride behind that for you, or are you proud of what's happened?
Well, yeah, because
kinda stand behind
it's always nice to see somebody that's in the limelight, like he is, and that's gone through that type of fame, that takes the bravery to come out and speak up about things like that, and just kind of take a risk on his career. A lot of people just, especially nowadays, I think it's getting a little bit easier, but I still think there's a lot of people that are still afraid to do that, and I think that's really brave of him to come out and do that. And then even to write this book to even go further, so.
Awesome, perfect. A little bit about space. So you attempted to go, it wouldn't for some contractual issues and stuff, but nobody's generally interested in going into space without being a little bit of a space nerd.
Right. Oh yeah.
And I can relate to that, because I went to space camp too, and I saw that in your book. We
Did you
missed
go
it by a couple of years. Yeah, right
Florida
after the
or,
movie.
Alabama?
Huntsville. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
right
I
after
went
right
to
after
one
the
in
film.
Florida. It was amazing. I
How
had
did-
so much fun.
How does that kind of get left out of the career part? It's a bit of a hobby for you.
Well, that's what I first wanted to do before music. I wanted to be an astronaut or a space engineer or something, like that. So then, you know, I went the music route, and when they offered me a spot on the Russian Soyuz, of course I was like,
There you
yeah, who would turn that down?
Right. All right. Well, I think you covered most of my questions for you, but do go ahead and plug whatever you like. You tell me a little bit more about the remaining tour dates.
Yeah.
And what's next for you?
I'm going to Chicago tomorrow, then I got to go to San Fran, LA, and then I'm back in New York to finish my stint on Broadway.
How much longer is that? Corny
So
Collins, right?
January 6th, Corny Collins.
Right on. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much for your time. We
All right.
really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right, we hope you enjoyed this episode of DVTV. It's just been a heck of a night here at Borders Books and Music for Lance Bass. It doesn't even end. So if you have any entertainment news you would like to submit or have us attend, please drop us an email at dvtv@dallasvoice.com. From Dallas, Texas, Borders Books and Music, West Village, I'm Gus Klein, and bye.